A warm welcome to all for today's webinar. Today we are honored by the presence of Mrs. Lorna Pinto, Assistant Commissioner of FDA Mumbai. She has completed 27 years of service at FDA. She holds double master's degree, one in pharmacy, that is MPharm, and another in law, that is LLM. Thank you, ma'am, for joining with us and accepting our request. Now, without wasting any further time, I'll hand over the session to you, ma'am. You may begin.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Rahul, for that introduction. I have a few slides. Can you give me the screen share option, or would I just speak? Is that comfortable if I just speak?
It's okay, ma'am, if you speak directly.
If I speak directly, okay.
Yes.
So when we talk about cosmetics, we'll just get on to the subject directly. Cosmetic regulations. We are speaking about cosmetic regulations. When we talk about cosmetics, if you look at the dictionary meaning, you could say it is said to be a product which is used to improve your appearance. But when you go legally and you look at the Drugs and Cosmetic Act under Section 3, AAA, the Drugs and Cosmetic Act defines cosmetic in a very broad manner, where it says that cosmetic is any article intended to be rubbed, poured, sprinkled, sprayed, introduced into, applied to the human body or any part of the human body for the purpose of cleansing, beautifying, promoting attractiveness, or altering your appearance, and also includes any article which is intended to be used as a cosmetic. So it is such a broad definition, but the main thing is it says human body. So if you are into veterinary products like a wet soap or a wet cream, then that doesn't fall under the definition of cosmetic as on today, considering our Drugs and Cosmetic Act. So if we see a day-to-day life, I think an average person on a daily basis would be using around 8 to 9 cosmetics daily as a part of a routine. Like when you wake up early in the morning, you start with your toothpaste, your soap, hair oil, your shaving cream, powder, deo, then you have your moisturizer, lipstick, etc. The list will go on if I continue. Yet when it comes to regulations, we see that there are very, very, very little regulations for cosmetics. Even our pesticide, insecticides are more regulated. They have more stringent laws for those pesticide, insecticides. However, for cosmetics, it's very limited, although it's a part of our daily routine. So why the need for regulation of cosmetics was felt in the first place? The need for regulation was felt because if these cosmetics, which are part of our daily routine, if they are not manufactured in a hygienic condition, or if they are not tested for all the required parameters, it could be definitely detrimental to the user. They can have serious consequences to the user. The side effects may range from a minor rash to hyperpigmentation to even loss of hair. You can have redness in your eye. You can have alopecia, many, many consequences. So what would happen, you would, instead of promoting your attractiveness and beauty, you would have an exactly opposite effect. So the need for regulation of these cosmetics was felt. And cosmetics are regulated in India right from 1962. That is the time when the definition of cosmetic was introduced in the Drug and Cosmetic Act. Thereafter, now we have, under the Drug and Cosmetic Act, the new Cosmetic Rules 2020, which are effective from 15 December 2020. Now, these rules lay down the procedure about you can import a cosmetic. What are the procedures for manufacturing a cosmetic? The licensing procedures. What are the procedures for labeling a cosmetic? What should be followed by testing a cosmetic and final packaging of a cosmetic? So these rules have 72 rules. The Cosmetic Rules 2020 has 72 rules and 13 schedules. I will not touch upon all these schedules. I will only deal with those which are concerned with the manufacturing, from the manufacturing perspective. Now, the main cosmetic schedule is the 12th schedule, where in the 12th schedule, it says that cosmetics do not require license for sale. Means when you want to sell a license cosmetic, it need not be sold under sales license. But there is a big provision attached to it, which says that provided these cosmetics which are sold are manufactured only by licensed manufacturers. So there is the hitch. People only see that, okay, cosmetics can be sold without a sale license. But nobody reads this provision which says that cosmetics sold should be manufactured by a licensed manufacturer only. Otherwise, it would invite legal consequences of the Drug and Cosmetic Act. So now, how do you go about manufacturing? So the provisions for manufacturing are given in the 7th schedule of this law, of this cosmetic rules. So it provides for 3 aspects, that is how your premises should be, who should be your staff for manufacturing cosmetics, and where should you test and what should you test. So first is we go to the premises. Premises, the first statement in the Cosmetic Rules 2020, it says that your factory for manufacturing cosmetics should be located in hygienic conditions, and this premise should not be used as a residence or should not be interconnected with any residential areas. So the law itself expressly prohibits manufacture of any cosmetic from home. So you cannot manufacture any cosmetics at home. You have to have a commercial or an industrial premise which is away from the residential premises. Next condition is building. It says that building should be well lit, well ventilated, and the premises should not permit entry of any insect, flies, rodents, or any contamination from the surrounding. Further, there should be orderly placement of all materials in that premises, and you should allow orderly placement of man and material in the premises. The next important aspect is water. The water that you use in the manufacturing of cosmetics, you cannot use any water. You have to test the water that you use for the manufacturing of cosmetics. The law prescribes that you have to use potable water. Now, what is potable water is either defined in IS, the BIS specification, or you can refer to the Indian Pharmacopoeia where it provides purified water, which means it's a potable water. Next important provision is how do you dispose the waste? When you are manufacturing, you generate waste. You have washings, you have other melted products, you have some semi product which is left. So all this disposal, you cannot dispose in the common drain. You have to follow the requirements of the pollution board. After this, the next category, it provides the area requirements. The law itself provides the area requirements that you should have for manufacturing various types, various categories of cosmetics. Suppose you are manufacturing powders, like say a compact or a face powder. Only for manufacturing, you have to provide 10 square meters of area. And this, in this 10 square meters of area, what equipment should you provide? That is your mixer for mixing the powders, your weighing machine for your blender, your sifter for getting a suitable quality of your product. So all these equipments that you have to provide are also included in the 7th schedule. Now for creams, if you want to manufacture creams, shampoos, lotions, shaving cream, hair oil, etc., the area requirement only for manufacture is 25 square meters, which works up to around 265 square feet. Now in this area, you have to have mixing and storage tanks of suitable capacity. You have to have a heating apparatus. You have to have a suitable homogenizer, agitator. You have to have a filling, sealing equipment. You have to have weighing and measuring devices. So these are all prescribed in the rules itself. So suppose you want to manufacture soaps. Soaps, the law prescribes you have to have 100 square meter of area. This is when you manufacture the soaps right from saponification. And if you are using the noodles, and then you are going to extrude, protrude, and cut, prolute, and cut the into soaps, then the area requirement is 50 square meters. Similarly, for lipsticks, it is 15 square meters. For nail polish, 15 square meters. For nail polish, there is an additional requirement that it should be a flame-proof area, and you have to have an NOC from fire brigade. So all these categories of various cosmetics are described in the 7th schedule. What is the area? Now, this was the basic area for manufacturing. Apart from this, you would require a raw material area where you will be stocking your raw materials. So in this raw material area, you have to have bifurcation of under test materials, quarantine materials, and tested materials. This raw material area would be around 10 square meter. Apart from that, you have to have packing material area for your packing. Then you have a finished goods area where you will be storing your finished products. That is 10 square meters. You have to have workers' rooms. Suppose you employ only female workers, it is 8 square meters. If you employ both male and female, then you have to give workers area 8 square meters for both. You have to have an office for all your documentation. Where are you going to stock your bills, your batch manufacturing records, your analytical reports, all this. So this area would be around 10 square meters. So roughly working, if you are planning to manufacture only creams, shaving cream and cleansing milk and shampoos, which basic manufacturing area is 25 square meters, including all these raw material, packaging materials, finished goods stores, workers' room, office, laboratory, you would require area of around 850 to 1000 square feet in a commercial premises, no residential. Next important criteria is who will be the person who will be manufacturing this cosmetics. Cosmetics cannot be manufactured by any person. The law has prescribed that the staff would be, there will be a staff under whose personal supervision who would be employed whole time by the cosmetic facility. He would either be a DPharm or he could be a basic in minimum qualification intermediate pass with chemistry or a bachelor of technology in cosmetic technology. So all the staff and the workers, you have to provide them with uniforms, headgears, and they have to be free from contagious and infectious diseases, because that is ultimately going to reflect in our finished product if they are not in good health. And you have to also provide first aid facilities to these staff. So this is the requirement of staff. Next is you have to test all your raw materials and your finished product. So you have to establish a laboratory in your premises. So that laboratory would be 15 square meters as per the guideline. But in this case, for cosmetics, the law has made another provision that if you do not want to commence laboratory within your manufacturing premises, then in that case, you can outsource your testing with public testing laboratories. So there are many public testing laboratories which are approved by the FDA. So you can send the sample of your raw material and your finished product for testing with these public testing laboratories. You have to get into an agreement with these public testing laboratories, and which you have to submit to FDA, and accordingly you will be permitted to use the facility of public testing laboratory to test your cosmetics. So these are the basic requirements for a cosmetic manufacturing unit. Now, if you want to commence manufacturing, how do you go about? So the Cosmetic Rules provides two types of licenses. You have a own manufacturing license and you have a loan manufacturing license. I will tell you the difference between the own and loan. Now, if at all, you have seen what is the premises requirement, what is the staff requirement. So any new startup or a new person cannot invest so much into if he may have a good product, but he cannot invest at the first into this so much financially. So in that case, suppose there is another manufacturer who is licensed, he has the premises as per the 7th schedule, he has the staff. In that case, this person can take this facility on loan. He will use the premises of the licensed own licensed premises. He will use the staff of the own, and he will obtain a loan license from FDA. So he would be loaning out the own premises and manufacturing his product at that facility, which is licensed. So that would be a loan license. So we have two types of licenses. That is the own license, wherein you provide the entire facility with upon the staff and do your own manufacturing. Or you enter into an agreement with another own facility and you obtain a loan license from FDA. So the procedure for application would be online. We have our website, that is fdamfg.maharashtra.gov.in. That is our website. Anybody who intends to apply can apply on this website. The application format is for own license is in COS 5 along with COS 7, which is COS 5 is the application and COS 7 is the compliance of GMP requirements. And in case you want to apply for loan license, then you have to make an application in COS 6. Along with this application, when you're making an application in COS 5, you have to submit your premises documents, your plan of the premises, your appointment of technical staff manufacturing, your appointment of technical staff for testing, and further you also have to technical staff for manufacturing, and the constitution details of the firm. This application would be online, and along with the fee of 4,200 rupees licensing fee and 750 per product. Apart from this, this would be the application. There is no pre-approval inspection when you apply in COS 5 or COS 6. The license would be granted within 45 days, subject to compliance of all these documentary requirements. In case you are not fulfilling the requirements, then the licensing authority would raise a query online, and you have to reply to this query, and all this would be done within a period of 45 days. Now, the license that is granted to you, whether it is a own license or a loan license, own license would be in COS 8 form and loan license would be in COS 9 form. Both licenses are valid perpetual, subject to payment of retention fee every 5 years. This is how the basic licensing procedure is done at FDA. Now we go to how the cosmetic should be labeled. Now you have provided your manufacturing facility, you have obtained the license, you have manufactured the product. What are you going to label on your product? So the law mandates that you should label the product, the name of the cosmetic, the batch number, the best before, use before or best before or expiry date, whatever suits you. The manufacturing license number, which is issued by FDA, either in COS 8 or COS 9. The directions for use of cosmetics, the name and address of the manufacturer, and the list of ingredients that you have used in your cosmetic in descending order of their percentage. These are the basic requirements for licensing. Apart from this, the rule also says that, Rule 36 says that you cannot make any false or misleading claims on your product, nor can you advertise for any false or misleading claims. That means we have seen many cosmetics where it says promotes hair growth, cures pigmentation, or magic oil for removing signs of aging. So all these are all tall claims. These are not substantiated with any study. So you cannot make such type of claims for your products. Now you have manufactured your product, you have labeled your product. What are the testings that you are going to do on your product? So the testing, as per the cosmetic rules, it says that all your cosmetics should comply with BI standards. BI standards are stated in the 9th schedule of the cosmetic rules. So am I audible?
Yes, you are, ma'am.
Hello.
You're audible, ma'am.
I'm audible. Okay. So the testing procedures are laid down in the 9th schedule of the Cosmetic Rules. In the 9th schedule, there are 37 categories of cosmetics which are listed. Like you have the creams. For creams, it says that you have to comply with IS 6608. For powders, that is the skin powders, it states that you have to comply with IS 3959. For toilet soaps, IS 2888. Henna powder, 11142. For bathing bars, 13498. These are the basic 37 cosmetics which are listed. Now, if you have any cosmetic which is not listed in the 9 schedule, if you are manufacturing, say for example, lotion, it is not yet in the BI standards. In that case, you have to give your own method of analysis and you have to ensure that you test as per your own method of analysis and it passes the requirements of your own parameters that you have set down. In addition to this, all cosmetics have to be tested for microbiological safety. That is DIS 14648. It says that there should be no fungal growth in your cosmetics, and it has specified bacterial colonies that can be allowed in a formulation. So you'll have to go, but you have to check your product for microbial freedom from microbial contamination too. Now, the raw materials that you use in your cosmetics, they also have to be tested. So the list of raw materials that you can use in your cosmetics are given in IS 4707. That is, it has a positive list and a negative list. Generally recognized as safe, GRAS, and GRNAS, generally not recognized as safe. So if you cannot use any ingredient from the negative list, all your ingredients in your raw materials have to be from the general, from GRAS. Further, it also specifies the quantity of preservative that you can add in your cosmetic. You cannot exceed it that is specified in 4707. Even the colors that you are supposed to use in your cosmetic is specified in the 10th schedule. Either they have to comply with the requirements of the 10th schedule of the Cosmetic Rules or as per IS specification. So, in all to say, the regulation deals with manufacturing, what are the standards for labeling, what are the standards for testing, what claims are allowed, so that this regulation ensure that the consumer will receive a safe and evaluated product. That is the main purpose of this regulation. Now, we have observed that many times, FDA has observed that there are many cosmetics which move in the market without a license number. There are many people who venture into small businesses. This is not allowed legally speaking. Whenever we come across such cases, either through complaints or through waving websites or through WhatsApp messages that we receive, in these cases, we go and visit these premises, we seize the property, we seize the unlicensed goods, and also we take legal action. Legal consequences follow. We file a prosecution either in court of law. We may also give an FIR to the police station, depending on what is the circumstances. And the punishment for manufacturing of cosmetics without license is prescribed in the law. So that punishment is prescribed under section 27A, which says that minimum 1 year imprisonment and a fine of 20,000 rupees. So this is basically all about cosmetics that I could share with you. I'm sorry I couldn't make a good presentation, PowerPoint presentation.
No, that's okay, ma'am. That's not an issue.
I hope I was clear.
Yeah. Just wanted to get a clarification on what is white labeling, ma'am. Is it same as loan licensing or is it something different?
What is?
White labeling.
I didn't get the question.
White labeling.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Okay, the process where we can label a product and then sell it, the product that is already manufactured by a licensed manufacturer. So is it something like a loan licensing?
No, you don't label. If it is manufactured by a manufacturer, he has put all his details on the product. So you cannot label. See, there is something called marketing product. Like I suppose I am a manufacturer and you do not have a facility, but you don't want to enter in a loan license with me. So I will manufacture your product. It will be manufactured at my premises. And since it's your product, you will mention marketed by your name and address. But all the manufacturing activities, the license number, etc., would be of the own manufacturer. That is my license.
Right.
I hope I'm clear because I did. Yeah.
Right. That's all, ma'am. I believe you have covered all the points. In case any of the attendees have any questions, we'll ask them to communicate or convey those questions to us through email or WhatsApp, and then we'll forward those questions to you and then answer them back as per your convenience.
Sure. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So, in the meanwhile, whatever website has been mentioned, can it be put it so that we can refer on the narratives that was discussed?
The website,
yeah.
The FDA dot MFG dot Maharashtra dot gov.in. So you could go through the manufacturing guidelines.
That's okay, ma'am. Now let's conclude the meeting. I'll just present the vote of thanks and then we'll end the session. If any of the participants have any questions or any doubts, they can forward those questions through email to us, and then we'll revert as per ma'am's convenience. Okay. So let's end this session. I'll just conclude by a vote of thanks. Well, that was quite an informative and eye-opening session. I'm sure all have received clarity on this much awaited topic directly from the respective government office. I once again take the opportunity to thank you, ma'am, on behalf of myself and all those who have attended this webinar. Thank you all for being present. You may reach us on our email or WhatsApp with your questions, doubts, or suggestions, and we'll revert back to you. Thank you for being present.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.